Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your game by subscribing to our channel so you never miss our daily content. For exclusive access to our premium betting picks, join our Patreon. Find the link in the comments section below. Stay ahead with High Stakes. While the White Sox have little to play for, aside from pride, Baltimore is still eyeing a top seed in the American League. Povich has thrown well at home, and a high K rate in August should carry over and act as a headwind for the Chicago Bats. Nastrini continues to be vulnerable on the mound, and with Baltimore sitting 11th in batting average, they'll look to take advantage here. Take the Orioles on the run line. Even though the runs aren't coming, the White Sox are hitting better on a relative basis. August saw them posting their highest batting average of the season, and eventually, those hits turn into runs. Nastrini has had trouble giving up the long ball this season, and with the Orioles' ability to extend hits and go yard, that could spell trouble here. Povich has demonstrated a lack of ball control at times this season, which could provide for some much-needed kindling for the White Sox bats. The play is the over. Over 8.5 runs. The fade Patrick Corbin losing train never stops, and that is what we are doing here, even though he is pitching better than he has done at any point of the season. When diving into the offenses for the last few weeks, there is a slight difference as the Nationals are averaging 3.75 runs in their last 12 games, while the Marlins are scoring 4.92 runs in their previous 13 games played. All in all, go with the Miami Marlins to win this game. When looking at the last 7 times these pitchers have been on the mound, it has not been pretty. Patrick Corbin is 2-3 with a 5.94 ERA and a 1.57 WHIP in 36.1 innings, while Max Meyer is 1-4 with a 7.08 ERA and a 1.66 WHIP in 34.1 innings of work. Neither bullpen has been pitching well at all this year, as Washington is 24th with a 4.32 reliever ERA, while Miami is 28th with a 4.72 bullpen ERA. Go with over 8.5 runs in this game as the better bet here. Minnesota Twins vs. Tampa Bay Rays. Minnesota is holding onto a playoff spot as each game in September is meaningful for the Twins, while the Rays aren't playing for much now, which is why this is a good spot to take the Twins on the ML. Both starting pitchers have been solid this season, while Minnesota's offense has been better, which should be the difference in this one, as the Twins' bats have been hitting well as of late. This season, Minnesota is also 35-32 on the road, while Tampa Bay is 35-36 at home. Take the Twins' money line. I like the under in this spot, as both starting pitchers have been pitching well, while both offenses don't have much experience against the starter, which does give the pitchers an advantage. Meanwhile, this season, Tampa Bay is 68-62-6 in hitting the under, while the Twins are 32-35 on the road, but the Rays' pitching staff has been tough to hit this season, and Tampa Bay's offense has struggled. Take the under. Philadelphia Phillies vs. Toronto Blue Jays. The Toronto Blue Jays have a 7-3 record in their last 10 games against the Phillies at home. Toronto are also 7-3 as favorites in their last 10 games at home. The Philadelphia Phillies are 4-6 as underdogs in their last 10 games on the road. While it would be nice for Philadelphia to take over the National League, I think they will choose not to overexert themselves for this final month of the regular season. Toronto has a strong history of playing at home as of late against the Phillies, and I like them to find a win. I am taking the Toronto Blue Jays on the money line. The Philadelphia Phillies have an over-under record of 15-6-1 as underdogs on the road this season. Tyler Phillips this season has an ERA of 5.50 in his 7 appearances and will likely allow a few runs against the Blue Jays. The Phillies' offense has been dominating all season and should be able to take advantage of the Toronto bullpen late in the game. With the starting pitchers for both teams looking not stellar and the Phillies' offense staying strong all season, I am going to side with the over in this one. I am siding with the over at 9 runs. Boston Red Sox vs. New York Mets. Both teams are in a similar spot in the standings. The Red Sox and Mets are sitting a few games out of a wild card spot and need a strong final month of the season to have a chance of making the postseason. New York has been good on offense this season. They are in the top 10 or around the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBI, walks, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. Playing at home will be the edge for the Mets, and they will win this contest. Take New York on the money line. New York has been good on offense this season. They are in the top 10 or around the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, walks, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. Boston's offense has been good this season. They are in the top 10 or around the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBI, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. Both teams have a good offense, and this will be a high-scoring contest. The over will hit in this matchup. Take the over, 8 runs. Colorado Rockies versus Atlanta Braves. Anything can happen, but I cannot consciously make a bet against Chris Sale or the Braves in this case. Atlanta is fighting to keep themselves in control of their own destiny in the playoffs, and Sale has been the saving ace for the Braves since the start of June. While Freeland has done better as of late, the ERA over 5.00 speaks for itself. Colorado simply doesn't have the talent to match up to the Braves, and the Rockies are ranked number 21 in bullpen ERA, compared to the Braves at number 7. A minus 170 line for a spread is not ideal, but unfortunately, I don't make the odds. I have to take the safe play here and go with the team desperate for a win. Team pick is Atlanta Braves minus 1.5 runs. Sale has been phenomenal since the start of June, and I don't foresee his streak stopping against the Rockies of all teams. Freeland has also been pitching better, giving me reason to take the under despite the low total of 7.5 runs. Atlanta also has a top 10 bullpen in the league if worse comes to worse. With the Braves being virtually a lock to win at home, it gives us an extra half inning to take out of the question. The Braves have hit the under in 80 of their 132 games played this year, and they have hit the under in 6 of their last 10. If these two teams were playing in Colorado, it would be a different story, but I expect the Rockies to score no more than 2 runs in this game, and I have confidence the Braves will jump out to a lead and coast from there. My total pick is under 7.5 runs. Pittsburgh Pirates versus Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs are currently in second place in the National League Central with a record of 71-67, demonstrating a strong offensive and defensive balance. They average 4.57 runs and 8.08 hits per game, with a team batting average of .240 and on-base percentage of .316. Their pitching staff has effectively limited opponents to 4.19 runs and 8.05 hits per game, resulting in a plus 52 run differential. Opponents have struggled to hit against the Cubs, averaging a .239 batting average and .306 on-base percentage. The Chicago Cubs have a slightly below average record against the run line this season, going 67-71 overall. However, they've struggled at home, with a 24-42 record in those games. Interestingly, they've been more successful following a loss, covering the run line in 38 out of 56 games after a defeat. While their last game did not cover the run line, they have been more consistent recently, covering in 8 of their last 11 games. The Pittsburgh Pirates currently find themselves in 5th place in the National League Central with a 64-73 record. They average 4.21 runs and 8.03 hits per game, with a team batting average of .236 and on-base percentage of .302. However, their pitching staff has struggled, resulting in a minus 50 run differential. Opponents have found success against the Pirates, averaging 4.57 runs and 8.57 hits per game, with a .252 batting average and .321 on-base percentage. The Pittsburgh Pirates have been a solid bet against the run line this season, boasting a 75-62 record. Their success is particularly evident on the road, where they've covered the run line in 42 out of 69 games. They've also performed well after a win, covering the run line in 37 out of 63 games following a victory. While they did cover the run line in their last game, their recent performance has been somewhat inconsistent, covering in only 3 of their last 10 games. Despite recent run line trends, the Pittsburgh Pirates emerge as the most favorable bet in this crucial National League matchup. Go with the Pirates. This season, the Chicago Cubs have shown a strong tendency for low-scoring games, with 68 of their 138 contests ending under the posted total. This trend is particularly evident at Wrigley Field, where 35 of their 66 home games have gone under, as well as in games following a win, with 36 of 66 such games ending under. Additionally, they've continued this pattern recently, with 10 of their last 12 games finishing under the projected total. The Pittsburgh Pirates mirror some of these tendencies, with 35 of their 69 road games and 30 of their 63 games after a win also ending under the posted total. Despite the Pirates' last game finishing over and 5 of their last 7 games ending under, the overarching season trends for both teams suggest that betting on the under remains the most sound strategy in this matchup. Moreover, considering the starting pitchers' recent performances and the fact that both teams have struggled offensively at times, the under seems even more appealing in this National League clash. Go under the posted total. My total pick is under 6.5 runs.